So I just want to start this out by saying I have become Mitchell in the sense that I have become addicted to emulating lately, in the sense that just kind of like how Mitchell has become addicted to modding his games,
I
and
mean, I mean,
it's kind of
I'm
a
the one
problem.
that I'm the one that like emulates everything and buys those things to emulate shit and download 50 ROMs
No, but
and say
like
I'm gonna send them.
no, but like I got the Steam Deck, right, and Steam Deck has like this program that makes it easy to like put everything together into like one simple program so you can look at all your games, and it just has made me want to download, no, I'm sorry, legally acquire my games. So I have like a ton of ROMs right now, and it's kind of an issue. I think I have like 200 the last time I checked, which
Wow.
doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but to me that's a ton.
Hey, that's what I have. We went crazy with the. Wait a minute. We didn't have an intro.
Oh, that's what a cold open is, Jay. Welcome back to Staring at the Ceiling.
Cold open. Oh, no, no,
He's
no.
nuts.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Hope
how
you're in the
Mitchell.
bed because you're
No,
staring
none
at
of
me.
No,
that.
we're not
None of
doing
There you
that,
that.
Jay.
go.
That's
None of
There
never
that.
you
that's
go.
never gonna
I
None
catch
of
got
on.
that.
That's
None
never
of
gonna
that.
catch on.
it.
But
Will.
it's kind of like how Mitchell has like 5 million
Oh.
mods for Skyrim at the same time. It's kind of like that. That's what it feels like.
I'm not modding Skyrim right now. I'm modding
Well,
New
no, we
Vegas.
went.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
no, no.
of course.
If you
Yeah, I
remember
get you.
I
when
have
emulation crisis
842
happened,
active mods right now. Okay.
800 at the same time?
Well, yeah.
Do you even remember
yeah,
what they
Mitchell's a
all
freak.
do?
Yeah.
This
Mitchell's a
I got
boy.
them
fucking freak.
organized.
Oh my god.
Mitchell's a fucking freak.
I'm going to
Mitchell
reset it in a couple of months and then do it all over again. That's
Mitchell
what I'm
has
going to do.
so many
That's all he
mods.
does.
So I can imagine, like Mitchell's mod is like this one speck of dirt looks different from the other speck of dirt. They're both two
It
separate mods.
is. It is. I've got higher poly
Literally.
rocks installed.
Why though? I feel like that's
And
just
he'll
unnecessary.
download games he doesn't like Fallout 4, and then he'll
I
put
got it.
mods on.
I got it downloaded, and I'm about to mod it. That's
Yeah,
what I'm about
no,
to
Yeah,
do.
he's
that's
gonna
what's
mod it,
funny.
and then it's gonna still be shit to him, and then he's
It
gonna
is still
delete
gonna
it.
be shit. It is still gonna be shit.
That's
And
the
well, now I got a
funniest
No,
computer
it's
part.
with more
good.
space, so I can, I could at least host the
Yeah,
mods.
Mitchell will
yeah.
intentionally play a game he hates just because he can mod it. Could
I
not be
will.
me.
I will do
Hey,
that.
some games can be saved by
Let's
modding.
look at let's look at my New Vegas modding folder size: 196 gigabytes.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
How
There you
much
go.
space do you have on your computer?
I got a lot. I got a lot of space on my computer.
It's
I don't
too
remember the
like
size specifically, but
I think last time I checked I had like maybe 4 to 500 gigs left on mine because I think I have like 1 terabyte. So I
Mhm.
have like 4 to 500 left. I would hurt me to have 200 gigs worth of mods. You're a psychopath.
I
I'm
have an
based. That's
external.
what I am.
I have an external hard drive that's 1 terabyte. I have another one that's 2 terabytes, and I just bought one that's 5 terabytes. That's just for recording footage, and all my ROMs are on the 1 terabyte one. And I have every Super Nintendo game, every NES game, every N64 game, almost every PlayStation 1 game, every GBC game, every GBA game, and most of the GameCube games on it.
Now, I've learned through emulation what is the most pain in the ass because like the program that I use on the Steam Deck, it like compiles all the emulators or all the ROMs, it puts them together and it puts into
Mhm.
like this menu to make it easy to see. And I've learned that some systems are pretty fucking weird when it comes to like how they work. So you have like the simple ones, like a lot of the Nintendo consoles are pretty much all of them are really simple. This like Sega Dreamcast and PlayStation are weird because they're in a folder and they come with like multiple different files that you have to have all of them on the root of
Mhm.
your card to play. But then
Mhm.
like because how the program works is it puts it onto your because you know on Steam you can put like non-Steam games onto your library to show up. So it'll do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it'll do that to kind of just make it so you can be on the Steam OS and you can look at all your games and press play on them. So what it does is when you put PlayStation and Dreamcast games on there, it'll put like two of the same game because you have like the one file that isn't necessary like you click play on it, it won't play the game, but it's there and you need it. and then you have the file that you do click play on, and it's super confusing. I absolutely hate emulating Saturn and PlayStation because of it.
Yeah, Saturn emulation is very annoying to deal with. It's because they still iron out the kinks of it. And I remember when Soccer Wars got translated, it was before anyone like patched the game itself. So I had to like learn how to patch the game, like patch the ISO file correctly, which took me like 3 days to freaking figure out. And I only got it work. And then like because it's 2 discs, I had to transfer the save from the second disc, which the way it works is weird. So what ended up happening is I finally got into the Soccer Wars Discord. I told them my problem, and this one person with a Valkyrie profile picture, the Namco Valkyrie arcade game, they're fucking base. They told me what to do about it, and then finally it was working. And I'm never doing that again. I just want to. That was the time where I was just like I just want these things on like a system, and I just put it on there and they work. I don't want to do this shit no more. This is bad.
Yeah, some systems are a pain in the ass. Like the PlayStation 3, emulating PlayStation 3 is one of the biggest pains in the ass I've ever seen.
It's some work. You gotta do some work to get it
I have a
working.
high end PC, and like they still haven't gotten certain games working right, like Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, what's crazy is like
Mhm.
even on the Steam Deck, like I've tried a couple PS3 games. The two I tried Persona 5, which just would not run very well, and then I tried the Cartoon Network Smash game. That one ran perfectly on the Steam Deck. That was kind of crazy. It's not a very demanding game, but I've seen like Demon Souls be ran on the Steam Deck through that emulator,
Yeah,
and it ran pretty well. It ran at like what, a consistent 30 or something.
yeah, you can get it to 60
You
for the
PS3
patch.
emulation's weird.
But yeah, the only issue I ever got with the Demon Souls, the PS3 emulator, was you would roll into the fucking boxes and it would fucking just like lag for a minute. That was the
Mhm.
only issue. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
why.
just I just used that emulator to play Scott Pilgrim before they even announced they were like remaking or re-releasing Scott Pilgrim
Mhm.
on the PC, and that was already pretty complicated. And I was scared to run anything else because like if I run anything else, it's probably gonna my computer's gonna explode. So I
Mhm.
didn't want that to happen.
no, I tried running Sonic Unleashed on my computer on that emulator, and
Oh,
like
you're asking
the
for your shit
no
to
no no
die.
no. So when the tutorial level, the first level, ran pretty fine. A couple dips, but it ran fine. I got into the hub world though. That shit was chugging, dude. It was dying. I looked at my PC. I was like, I'm so sorry for what I'm doing to you. Like
It
that
took
thing is so bad, man.
it took two console generate. Think about this. Crazy. It's not even just Sonic Unleashed either. There's other games too, like Crisis, where it took like two console generations just for those games to run like at a stable, smooth frame rate. And think about that. Like those consoles were struggling to run those games back then, and the
Yeah.
next console after that couldn't run it. And now we're trying to run this shit on PCs, and now our PCs can't run it. So there's a lot of stuff. I
Mm.
About
tried.
optimization.
Yeah, I tried. Well, the other thing is just that like it's hard for them to do it because like with the Insomniac games specifically, they did a lot of tricks with their games to make it specifically run well on like on that system, whatever they put it on. So like when they made their own collection, it was hard to do because and they have to remake a
Mhm.
bunch of assets because they fucking just it was just made to work only on PS2 or PS3.
I mean, I
And
think you're gonna run into that problem with a lot of games that like, especially games that came out closer to the end of a console's life cycle, because those are
especially
the games
exclusives.
that take the most advantage of that console's like power. So it's
Yeah.
more tuned to that console.
Well, see,
Yeah.
they think the thing was is like the techniques they were using really shouldn't have been done on the console. Like Metropolis and Ratchet One is like a like actually very impressive level for like for the time. Like it was doing some stuff that no one thought it could do, and it didn't even like frame drop or anything. Like it was at 60 FPS. The whole game's 60 FPS, and the whole level was loaded in at once instead of being loaded in like at a time because you had the Visibomb gun. Visibomb gun you can get, which was a tracking missile that you could like like control the to fucking go around the level. So they had to make sure that a whole level was loaded in for all the levels. They never brought that. They never brought that gun back for a reason, and you see, and that's just, you see why.
Yeah.
But like, it was still insane, and just professional developers were struggling to just port that on the PS3. If you put it in the PS3, like when it first launched, it ran like trash because they couldn't fucking. It just wasn't gonna work unless it was on the PS2 hardware.
I mean, you even see that when you're like emulating like PS2 and even sometimes GameCube. Like they'll struggle for a minute, or like 3DS, because it's loading all the shaders and stuff.
So,
That's a
Yeah.
big problem. But I will say 3DS is actually really fun to run on the Steam Deck because uh, like running it with the bottom screen's not that great because it's pretty small because of the screen. But when you like turn it to single screen mode and you're just playing on just the top screen or whatever, and you switch between the top and bottom when you need to, that's pretty fun. Like honestly, playing 3DS games on a single screen, some of them are really nice to play like that. It's not too bad.
yeah, I've been looking to find ways to record like DS and 3DS footage. I got like an emulator for the DS. The only issue is that there's like I really want to change the format of the screens, but there's always this white space. Like it'd be like the regular DS screen, like top and bottom, and there's white space around it. And then like if I like close like minimize the window, open it back, then the white space would be filled with like a freeze frame or whatever last thing that happened before I minimized it. But the game I was playing looks very creepy. And I
Yeah,
don't even know how to fix that.
DS emulation's pretty fucking weird. Like I usually will leave DS alone because like Citra works really well. It's pretty good at like, full screening and having what you need being around. But then the DS one I use Decime, and it just Decime is weird, dude. It it works really well, but like playing it on your computer, how I play it is like it's kind of in the middle of my monitor. It doesn't take up the whole monitor, and I just have it like big enough to where I can see pretty well, and I just have the two screens side by side because there's not really a comfortable way to play DS on that emulator.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it can get very weird.
that's why I just invested in trying to like buying those classic consoles to play stuff from there. They have some issues with certain games, but for the most part it works. And also just like getting flash cards for GBA and DS for my own. I feel like it's just everything works perfect. I don't have to adjust for like the touch control because it's already on the system. It's just I don't know. I feel like dealing with a PC. Well, it's easy for people to say do emulation when it comes to a lot of these games. When it comes to like when a company releases a new like an old title and they do some big bullshit like make it more expensive than it should be or add something like stupid to it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone says like emulate, and like if it's like some fucking SNES game, I mean, sure, like you're gonna be fine. But if it's a GameCube game or another game, you're gonna have to have like a good PC for that. You're gonna have to be able to like if that game has issues, you're gonna be able to just those problems. And I mean, you can do it, but like it is a work load compared to just grabbing the fucking cartridge or turning on your console and pressing start to start a game. So people are obviously turned off by it by doing it. I can understand that because like it took a lot of time, and then with the cracking down on ROMs nowadays, it's like getting harder and harder to fucking get good ROMs from sites that aren't viruses.
Nah, I really hate
Mhm.
the I hate when there's like you get this system working, but then it's the specific game within that system. Because like I learned, I was doing GameCube because I wanted to get a bunch of games that either I just haven't played or that were a part of my childhood. And I tried doing Pokemon Coliseum. XD Gale Darkness ran fine, ran great. I boot up
Mhm.
Coliseum, and the entire floor is just black. It's like a void. And I look it up, and apparently it used to work on Dolphin just fine. And then, like, Dolphin updated, and suddenly the whole fucking thing is just a black floor. and it's insane. And like the only way to fix it is you have to turn off your widescreen hack, and you have to put in like an action replay code that'll kind of fix the game. So that was weird. And then
That's dumb.
I learned there was a Spider-Man game that both on the PS2 and the GameCube just doesn't run well naturally, so you have to mess with a bunch of settings. And even then, I heard people say that you can't even finish the game because it just breaks at one point. It's so weird, dude.
Yeah, you got to put on work when you're emulating
Yeah.
games. A
When
lot of
I
games, it's not just install and play. Really.
when I first played Battle for Bikini Bottom, there was an issue. Um, there was an issue with like the textures, the shadows were weird for some reason, and I didn't know why they were weird. And I had to like put the upscaler down a certain way, and then like have it in 4:3 for it to work.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's when emulation gets really annoying because like for the most part it's pretty easy, but when you have to like do like little settings for each specific game, that's when it gets like unfun.
It can get pretty tedious.
I think there was one, I can't remember what system it was. There was one system with, and this is like a Steam Deck specific problem, because with the Steam Deck you can adjust the sliders so like you can have all your games like automatically go to 60 or 30 frames, or you can turn it off and have unlimited. And there's one console that had an issue where when I had it on unlimited, the game would just lag like shit. Like it would be really bad. But once I set it to like 60 frames, then it would just work fine. And I never understood why that was. That was just, it was another weird thing. But yeah. Can we just talk about, by the way,
Yeah.
we're 17 minutes into this and we didn't even mention Brian's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just us three. Brian's out of town.
Yeah. It's 3-man,
Yeah,
3-man
instead
podcast.
of being like, let's record multiple episodes in advance so we can have Brian on the podcast the whole time. Nah, they just fucking left.
Well, I mean, we do have, we have reserves. Okay. By reserves, I mean 1 episode backlog. So
Yeah, don't
say
worry, we
for
are
a week.
prepared. We have the one.
But
Good lord.
but it's precaution.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about the big snoozer that happened the other day.
You
I
mean
mean,
the
a lot
big
of things happened today.
news?
Yeah.
The big news that
So,
happened.
so what was it? It was like yesterday when we're recording this. Summer Game Fest happened,
Oh my
2022.
gosh.
The dude,
I'm so fucking
the
pumped.
best event.
I'm so fucking
And
pumped.
I don't even
Yes.
like I don't even like working my job. And I'd rather have been stacked with work, and I wasn't stacked with work at the time, so I just had really nothing
That
else to do
that
but
thing
watch
was
that garbage.
4 hours.
No, trust me. I
So
dropped
bad.
everything to
I mean, like
watch that fucking epic show.
it's worse than
Yes.
last year, man. I don't know how
Yeah.
he made it worse than last year with the feedback, because he said like I'm listening to feedbacks like that, but it's worse than last year. Like COD, do we really need to have like everyone knows what the fuck goes on with the fucking COD game? They had a reveal, they had a whole reveal trailer and everything, a real event. You really need to spend like 30 minutes talking to these fucking people on COD, and it's Activision too, and all this bullshit about inclusivity in the gaming community and stuff like that, and all this other bullshit. And you got Activision right there, fucking like getting their whole 30 minutes compared to other developers that are at the damn thing. It's like, okay, well, you going what are you doing? What are we doing here? It don't make any sense.
I just
No, it was epic.
I was expecting at least something there, and like it was just there was barely anything. Like the only thing I cared about was like Cuphead. Other than that, nothing
She,
else was
she showed
interesting.
Casey, and that was the only cool thing. I mean, there were some horror games, but like, so I was getting kind of drained because it felt like they were just showing a bunch of horror
Um,
games.
um, you guys are fucking leaving out something important. Okay. The Last of Us
Oh my
remake. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
the
That is so
man,
fucking amazing. Did you
the
see the
the
graphics,
the
guys? That
remake
was
of
so
the
fucking good,
9-year-old
bro.
game, not even 10 years old. You know the
It's
game that you
already gotten a fucking remaster
yeah, the
on the
game
PS fucking 4 and 5.
yeah, you can play it on the
Wow.
5.
Yay! Fuck
you gotta
yes.
love.
Uh-huh.
You gotta fucking love. Just like again, it goes in that thing I was saying with the fucking just like the inclusivity and making the gaming community a safe place, stuff like that. And you gotta love how like Naughty Dog and Activision got like some of the most screen time after that whole event. And it's just kind of crazy. You think
But yeah,
about it.
with all their fucking allegations
Not
and
even
shit.
allegation. At this point,
And
it's
the
just
actual
bad.
shit with
Yeah.
Activision. Yeah. It's yeah.
But the biggest
Yeah.
waste of resources I've ever seen is remaking a game that you can play on that console
Yeah,
easily.
it's on the PS Plus collection. It is on the PS Plus collection.
You,
If you have
you
PS
can
Plus, you can
literally
play
play
it
it.
now.
E3 may be gone this year, but the spirit of E3 lives on.
It
With
makes me
shitty
mad.
game conferences. I love it.
It
I
makes
love
you
it. I'm here
mad
for it.
because Jeff was right before the event. Jeff was talking mad shit on E3, bro. He wasn't like saying like E3 sucks or anything, but he was like like making those what's it, vague tweets. People I wonder if E3 Summer Games would have a physical thing better than E3, and he put an eye like the excited eyeballs or the surprised eyes as that and was hyping up the game thing, and it was just like this shit was terrible, bro.
I
I
think
don't know how he made it worse.
I think the difference between Summer Games Fest and E3 is that Summer Games Fest kind of forces you to watch the whole thing because it's kind of everything put into this one thing, while E3 is like, here's the Xbox, here's the Nintendo, here's the Devolver. Like it separates it a little bit. So you
Yeah,
have more of an idea what you're watching. But it's just,
and then they're
I think it's
confused.
pissed me
So
off,
confused on what
man.
they want to show
It's
because they're
I mean, they're not confused at all. They don't want to show jack shit. That's what they
Yeah,
fucking want to
you have
show.
you
that's
have Nintendo who's like, we're doing our own thing. So they showed like a
they haven't even announced it yet.
commercial. They didn't even do anything. And then some games just felt like, I think a lot of the games that were shown there, not all of them, a couple of them actually shadow dropped like then I think next week, like Ninja Turtles and something else like shadow
Yeah,
drop very soon. But a lot of them were like trailers with nothing. It was just
yeah.
like, here's an animated trailer or a CGI trailer, have fun. It's like, bro, I fucking hate those now. I cannot stand those trailers.
You know, as E3 was, hacking up, and coughing and shitting out blood. I remember we were in hope that, maybe, just maybe, this means that now, when there's a video game conference, they'll have shit actually to show, and they don't.
Not even
They haven't
close.
shown shit.
No, you could really
No one
tell.
has shown shit.
You could really tell they didn't have anything. They had an entire segment on The Rock who was talking to us
Okay, but he did the
from
meme, so it was
from
based.
his gym. Like he had this
He
personal
did the
gym.
meme.
He did
He
the
did the
meme
meme.
phase. Talks about how he's in Fortnite. Talks about his movie Black Adam,
Like
which
how
has
he hyped up.
nothing to do with video games, and then just dips, and we get
The
I
like a
like
spirit of
trailer
how
for
E3
it.
lives on. Okay.
I like how he hyped up like his Fortnite appearance. He said like I don't know I forgot exactly what he said, but he said like one of the most prolific events in gaming was his reveal in
Yes.
Fortnite. I
Yes.
like how he hyped it up that hard. That is pretty funny.
I'm I'm tired of video game conferences. They're always shit. They're almost always shit. There's every once in a while, maybe 2 times a year, you'll get the decent one. But every other one is just ass. I hate it.
And
I hate
I'm
it here.
just I'd be just bored of reveals if it wasn't for Sonic Frontiers news, and that whole thing is a whole mess of how they're advertising it because starting to know the fuck out of me the way they're doing it.
I
Mhm.
honestly would prefer it. I'm kind of just in the sense that I like what Nintendo does now, where they'll just pop on Twitter and be like, "Hey, this game's coming out like in a couple months."
Mhm.
Cool. Like I'm tired of people throwing these games out with a CG trailer and being like, "See you in 5 years." Because there's that one game, right? I can't remember which one it was, but there was one game at Summer Games Fest where Jeff he literally said, "So this game was announced like 4 years ago." And I'm so glad to show it off now, guys. I hope you remember it. Please tell me you remember it. It's like, no, that was 4 years ago, Jack. What do you expect of me?
My
Yeah,
favorite is when they just have like some fucking vague ass CG trailer, and then like, there's just nothing, and then like Jeff has the fucking the developer come on stage, and they just say fucking it's like they just spew out random bullshit and
bunch of
go
bullshit. Just a
fucking.
bunch of bullshit no one cares about.
Thank you. I want to thank the devs and everybody, even though we haven't shown Jack Diddley shit.
And
Uh,
I think you're right on that, Noah. Because like the thing about these events is like, I mean, I hate being that kind of person for like a lot of these like smaller developers because he does try to push smaller developers at these events, but
I respect
nobody,
it.
yeah,
I
nobody
respect it.
is. Why you're kind of setting them up for fucking failure because
Exactly, because who the fuck wants to sit there and see like there's no proof of like quality? So why should I care? Like
We
you
think
have to actually pitch me on the game
we think the
and
gameplay
like
looks really excellent. We can't wait to show you guys it. Obviously, we can't right now
it's
because we just can't. But the gameplay looks really good, guys. It's really
it's
awesome.
even worse when like their game looks similar to another game that was just shown off, which was happening a lot because it was a you saw a bunch of survival horror games that are in space at that conference like back to back.
yeah.
It's like, bro, I'm not like one of those. Like, some people are like, "Oh, really?" I'm not one of those people that like get upset about that. I don't care, but like, Jesus Christ, like the variety was lacking, and people come to those things for big, just big games and not that shit. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like they should know it's a COD game. Everyone know what COD is. Like, do we really need to sit here for 30 minutes talking to these fucking devs that are about to go fucking abuse more workers? Uh, about this fucking franchise that's been fucking run to the fucking ground every year. Like, I don't understand. And The
No,
Last of Us has its own issues where it's like they're talking about a TV show. Like, who gives a fuck, bro? Make a Last of Us direct or something.
no,
PlayStation. Who cares?
they clearly made that remake just because the show. They're like, hey, the show's coming out. We can sell this
Yeah.
again, guys.
It's
Yeah.
uh
No,
I'm
the
tired.
funniest part was when Neil was like constantly making fun of the leaks on Twitter, and it's like how he's trying to make fun of the people who leaked it, but it's like Sony's the one that leaked it, not the people on
Yeah.
Twitter. The people on Twitter just saw it and was
Well, no.
like, "Hey, it's a thing."
Oh, they leaked that. Yeah, they keep getting leaks. I thought you were talking about the one happened with two. With two was that was somebody internal that leaked it.
Mhm.
No, I'm talking about the remake where it was like shown on like one of the stores or something, and it's like he's trying to make fun of Twitter for it, but it's like it's not that's not Twitter's fault. That's the company you're making the games for's fault. Make fun
And
of them, Neil. Like, go ahead.
I like how no one is like impressed, and no one's like, I mean, what up? The big YouTubers gonna fucking buy the game because they want the fucking views, but like no one is like everyone was just shitting on that game. Like people, it's kind of sad because I see a lot of people talking about how like Naughty Dog is a Sony's worst studio, which is kind of sad because I mean like compared to what the other studios are putting out, they kind of are right now. But they used to be one of the kings, but now it's like just complete garbage. And then
Mhm.
they announced that Last of Us multiplayer game. Which I know people like the multiplayer in Last of Us one, but like I mean, goddamn,
Dude,
I
just let Last of
don't
Us
keep.
die. Like, let it be the series. It had its two parts. Let it go, man. Like,
They're gonna make a part three,
No,
and
we're gonna remake it again. Okay.
man,
guys,
I don't know,
Last of
man,
Us
I
Part
hate.
2 came out 5 years ago. We're proud to announce The Last of Us Part 2 remake.
No, we get the
Also,
remaster first, and then we're gonna get the remake.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
All on the
hate how
same
these people.
console.
Yeah.
I also hate how these people talk about the shit. Like they talk like every time they talk about this fucking game, developers They talk like so high and mighty over this is a game that changed the industry. I'm so proud to be a part of this thing, this brand adventure that and, like I don't get when people say that because it's just I mean like it's a fucking Lifetime movie, bro. That's the story. It's a fucking Lifetime movie. That's all people say because no one says anything about the gameplay. What has the game done to change the game scape? People compare to Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid
I'm,
actually had gameplay that revolutionized
I'm
the
sure
type
there's
of
some. I'm sure there's some redeemable qualities, you know. But
Yeah,
from the outside looking in, it just seems to me like another dad and daughter game, and that's
it's the
fine.
king of dad and daughter games.
And that's fine. But it's just like I don't. That we've seen that story many times nowadays. Okay,
I think
I
I'm
don't.
just I'm not very.
I
I'm
think
Yeah,
The
not.
Last of Us is one of those games where like I don't have any hatred towards the actual games, at least the first one. The second one I've heard is crap, but like I haven't played them. But the more that I hear them jerk their own game off, the less I want to play it, man. Like I own
especially Troy
Remastered.
Baker,
I
bro.
could play
Especially
it.
Troy Baker. Especially Troy Baker,
Mhm.
bro. I this dude. I hate the way he talks on Twitter. Bro. He talks like that. Man, I hate just shit on the voice actor, bro. But like, I do like some of his work, like Yuri and Totally Spirit, but the way he talks about it, he talks like that fucking. I can't describe it well, but just think of like a really fake person that tries to get you with these fucking speeches, like these big motivational speeches. Like they talk big, but they can't really. They don't really mean shit. Like they're really just saying a bunch of bullshit, but they sound like sincere, and they sound
Mhm.
like grand in what they're saying. That's how he sounds like when he talks about
Mhm.
this.
Yeah,
That's how all of them sound like.
it's
More
like when
specifically,
it's like when Neil Druckmann talks about it. He's like, "This is the game that changed the industry. This is the game that changed how stories are told in video games." It's like, yeah,
like
sure,
how?
yeah,
What does
cool,
it
And did it?
yeah.
change?
And did it really? I mean,
Like,
I guess it. I guess it inspired a lot of fucking copycat, fucking dad, child game, God of War. I guess
Yeah, I am
actually no? What
they
convinced
is
that
it?
fucking
God
did it
of
with
Change?
War
God of War.
exists solely because of The Last of Us, like the story of that God of War.
Yeah, the linear
They looked at Last of
dad
Us. They looked
child.
at Last of Us. They were like, "We can do that."
It's just I'm not. I've grown completely disinterested in that type of plot. I'm just not interested in that type of
No,
plot nowadays.
you
It's
know
just
it's
not doing
funny
it for me.
because like oh shit, it's funny because fucking they try to do that storytelling like the way they write the stories in like their shows and shit
Hmm.
in movies, and it's been failing. Like the Uncharted movie, that movie failed critically, and nobody liked it because it was just they
I
tried
mean,
that
just because it's
writing
like,
style and it just didn't work.
well, it's just completely bland by actual like storytelling
Yeah,
metrics. It's just not. It's nothing special by actual storytelling metrics. Like they're not doing anything that's like that
that's a
crazy
lot
or
of it.
fucking.
That's a lot of it, but like that's how I feel as though with these games because that's what a lot of the stories in the Sony games, like current ones, are. It's like they have a bunch. Like even Ratchet got this, where it's a bunch of generic, like it has these generic things that happen in every single story, and like it's like a writer has a checklist of shit, right? Like they went to school and they have a checklist of like shit they were taught, but they can't. You don't know how to utilize right, so they just take the tropes. And because it's a video game, and because now it's just being like you see the pretty graphics and stuff, and it's the cutscenes are forcing it down your face. Like people will eat it up and be like, "This is like some of the greatest storytelling ever." All right, and then you put that in a movie format, and then you're like, you just sit, people in the theater just sitting there like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think the main problem with adapting a video game comes down to video game stories have their plot points, but then it's filled in with the gameplay. Like you'll even have story stuff happening during the gameplay, and then they try to adapt that part into the movie, and it just doesn't work. Because like you could, for example, you could adapt like Sonic Adventure 2, right? You could adapt that story, which they might actually do for the third Sonic movie if they do end up doing it.
They said
Um,
they're gonna take elements from that and
yeah.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
But it's like if you just adapt the story straight up, you're gonna have those holes to fill in where the gameplay filled it in. So you have to kind of create how that would act in a movie setting, and a lot of the time they just fail on it. Like I haven't seen the Uncharted movie, but I would imagine the parts that are gameplay getting translated into that movie just wouldn't work. So they have to create their own thing, and then it just ends up
Well,
not
Well, see,
working.
I mean, I
they do
don't.
that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like, cause I would say that, but with a lot of these more recent Sony type games, there's not the gameplay is not really doing too much. It's mainly
It's that
the
Ratchet.
main focal point is kind of the story. That's kind
Yeah.
of the
It's
point.
that Ratchet. Bro,
I mean,
someone caught out. I feel bad because someone caught out Ghost of Tsushima really hard, and like that game does look really fucking cool. But like, I mean,
It's
the dude was kind of spitting.
it's a
I'm not gonna lie.
cool, Kurosawa film,
it's
jack off.
it's definitely one of
I
the
like it a lot,
better. It's one of the
but
better open
it's
world games, definitely.
um, it's I like it because of the aesthetic for the most
Yeah.
part,
Oh,
but
Combat's
like
good.
it's okay, but it's just at the end of the day, it is kind of just an Ubisoft game, to be real with you. It's
Yeah,
just
I
the
mean,
Ubisoft open world. It's just doing everything like that. The only thing I think that really just saves it is its aesthetics, and that to be fair, that's what they were going for. Is the aesthetics was the focal point, right? It was trying to be like a Kurosawa film, even though the black and white mode isn't entirely correct, but it's you know
and no,
that.
I mean,
Yeah, go
like,
back.
go ahead. Back to what you were saying about the game. Like they try with the gameplay in it. They do like they hype up the scenes in like those movies. Like, oh, remember this because they had the scene from Uncharted 3 where he's on the plane and he's like falling out the plane and there's a bunch of cargo coming down. They recreate the problem with those movies. That I watched a channel about this and I started noticing too. And I'm kind of glad the way they did. Now I'm kind of glad the way they did the Sonic movie, how they started out, what instead of just doing a Sonic Adventure, is they rely only on that. Like they rely only on that, and they give those like generic story, which Uncharted didn't really have. Uncharted was a little bit better than that in its story, but like the current writing, I guess whoever wrote it just decided to write it bad, and then they expect you to know that stuff. Like so, but in a movie format, you can't expect people to just know this stuff. Like I guess a better example is in the Sonic movie, for instance, right? They go to Siberia, and then they go to Siberia. They're snowboarding down the mountain. Now, Sonic fans are like, oh shit, that's like Ice Cap, right? But it's not Ice Cap. They're not calling it Ice Cap. It's not supposed to be just oh look Ice Cap. Like in the terms of the story, there's a reason why they're there. We know it makes sense for them to be in the location. Like the story is moving forward, but that's a cool reference to fans that fans will like along with the story, right? You can have a fan service. You gotta like it has to service the story as well because when you make a movie, there's gonna be a bunch of people who pick up your game, who watch your movie and don't know what's going on. The problem with the Uncharted movie is they rely too much on, hey, look at this character from the game, and they show up for 2 seconds and they say something, and like you don't know who it is. You don't. The movie doesn't make you care.
Yeah, you gotta make the fans care. Let's take let's look at a good recent example. Like the Halo show. Where they have Master Chief tucking Cortana.
oh my god,
Oh no.
the Halo show, man! How do you fuck something up that badly? I haven't even
I'm not even a
finished
Halo
it.
fan. That sounds.
That guy
I
didn't
watched
watch
like
the Halo. He didn't play Halo.
I
He didn't
watched
play
the
Halo.
first few episodes of it, and I was like, man, this is just like at first I was like, okay, this isn't gonna be Halo, but they're taking it and doing something with it, whatever. And then like episode 3 or 4, I was just like, this is not good.
As soon
I
as he
was
said,
shaking my head.
the director said he played none of the Halo games. For this, as soon as he said that, I said, I'm not watching.
You should have known it was good.
That's crazy.
And he was like being real pretentious about it. Like he was like, I played none of the Halo. I'm gonna make this show, and y'all are gonna be like, bro, you just making it. You're making people not want to watch your show, which in turn gonna make you lose money because you're doing shit like this.
No. You don't understand that. You don't see the vision, Jay. You don't see the vision.
of Master Chief cucking Cortana.
Yeah, it's
Now,
stenography.
but it's like I think about it, and if the Last of Us show ends up telling the whole story of the game, right? What's the point of playing the game?
You don't play the game, you watch the game. You've been
Yep.
able to watch the game. You watch the
Because
cutscene on YouTube.
if they fill in the important story beats, because sometimes games like Spider-Man PS4, Last of Us, God of War, like games like that, they'll do this thing where during gameplay they'll have some story stuff be explained or story stuff happen. But if they translate that into the show along with like the actual story, like the rest of it that was like cutscenes and stuff, then there's no real reason to play your game other than it's kind of like when you read a manga and then you watch the anime. It's like I don't have to read the manga, but I could for the extra little bit from the source material. That's about it. Like
It depends.
what? Yeah, it depends, but it's still same there, right? It's that kind of philosophy where it's like I've experienced if it's word for word Last of Us, it's like I've experienced the story. I don't need to buy your game. Like
Like,
I
see,
just don't get it.
the trick is that they, pre-release it every 5 fucking minutes, so you have no choice but to play the game. You know?
Yeah, I mean like $70 remaster, $20 remaster, $70 remake. I mean,
Sounds like a deal to me.
you got choices. It should go for the $70, just gotta get those fancy graphics that in some ways look worse than the remaster.
What do you
They
mean?
don't, they don't make any. They don't make any freaking sense, bro.
I don't know what you mean. That screenshot of like Ellie, the comparison. Yeah, that was really good.
Wasn't there one where like they just shrink her eyes and it's like who cared enough about that?
I hope
Who
this thing.
who was like,
I
guys, we
hope
gotta
this thing
shrink
has
this.
like glitches galore. I hope it's not gonna fail. I hope it fails. So Naughty Dog can get out of his fucking. I don't know, bro. I personally do feel that like it's like a fucking psyop the way that the game industry gasses up Last of Us because I talk to people and they be like, oh yeah, it's an alright game, but no one's gassing it up like that crazy.
I've s-
Besides like
I've s-
the
I've
game
seen
like journalists and the
fans.
people who report
Mhm.
the study like the big fan, but no one like in real life like I hate saying the word normies here, but like normal people, you go talk to them and they'll just be like, yeah, that was a pretty good game, but no one's gassing it up like that crazy. Like people are not sitting like I'm ready for part three. Like no one says that about that game. Like they say about it. Like they get more hype for other things like COD and stuff. They it's not it's like I don't know. I feel like it's an industry plant, man. I don't know. That sounds stupid now, but it's
Mhm.
just that this like it's been gassed to high hell for like absolutely nothing when it comes to like being a game. And like I said, people compare it to Metal Gear Solid. A lot of people try to compare it to Metal Gear Solid 2. The difference between Metal Gear Solid and Last of Us is that Metal Gear Solid actually made a system that was unlike anything before and revolutionized its own genre of a like game. Where like Last of Us was just following the norm with a story that
Mm,
was a lifetime movie.
yeah.
Like it's
Mitchell, are
No.
you ready for Last of Us to beat Elden Ring for Game of the Year? That's
It
crazy.
won't.
That game could be nominated for Game of the Year because I think they do I think they
yeah,
do
they'll
remasters,
do it. They'll
right?
do it.
Or
Yeah, they'll do it.
remakes.
They'll nominate it, but I think Elden Ring is gonna beat it out.
That'd be
It got too popular.
crazy though, right?
It would be crazy.
If it did, I
I
lose all
forgot,
faith.
what did they do? They did something. I remember one of the years, and it was
No,
crazy.
yeah. So no, it was the year that I think it was the year Smash Ultimate. No. Yeah, Smash Ultimate was there. I think. Um, and a bunch of other games. They were like, okay, they're gonna just pick this, right? But then they chose Sekiro, like out of nowhere, and we were like, none of us thought it'd be Sekiro,
There
but
was
they
that.
chose
That
Sekiro.
was a weird one. That was a weird. That was
Yeah.
weird. That
And
was
then
weird.
like, I was like, I was just glad. I was like, wow, they chose something that wasn't just like the bait, you know?
Miyazaki deserved a dub, but
Yeah.
it's weird. It was. I don't
And
know.
then like, but then the year before, or year before last year, you remember like that's why I said like I think it's psyop because they went in on Last of Us like crazy. Like it got it got best game direction. When these motherfuckers are abusing their work, how is that best game direction? You know, like how does that work? Like you have
Bruh,
to be
they got them
trying.
Sony bucks.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be either paid out or you're like trying to push something there. Where it's not. I'm not saying Last of Us not popular, but I'm saying like it's just not like gas. Like people, I don't know. I just see a lot of people talk. They don't talk about this stuff around here. Like I talk to a lot of people in real life, and they just don't. When it's about gaming, like they'll bring up, okay, yeah, that's kind of a game coming out, or whatever. But they're not going crazy for it. Like it's not like a thing where everyone's like super hyped for it. Like Zelda, for everyone gets really excited for Zelda, right? Even people that be like, yeah, Breath of the Wild or fucking Skyward Sword, some shit like that. You don't see people doing it for Last of Us. They just kind of say, oh, it's a good game. They consume it and they move on. You know, like it's not. I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Look, the important thing is that Elden Ring already knows it's not going to win this year because Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out.
Shut your ass up.
Bro.
Oh no!
It ain't even gonna get nominated because Jeff has a thing against fucking Xenoblade. But if it did, I'd be voting for it. And the game hasn't even come out yet, bro.
Elden Ring is like eclipsed all of their previous sales. It's definitely gonna be Game of the Year at this point. There's no shot. There's no shot.
But speaking of Elden Ring, I think this is a good time since Brian's not here. We can finally do the great Souls debate between Mitchell and I.
Oh fuck no!
Because
Great Souls debate.
This is the fucking time for me to state that Dark Souls 2 is in fact better than Demon Souls.
Oh no!
No.
Look,
You're wrong.
It's barely better than Demon Souls, but
It's
it
not
is
better than Demon Souls. It's not.
the only and the thing is, right, the DLC of Souls 2 pisses me off, but like if you take the DLC out and you just have
It's
the
funny.
base
The
game of
DLC
Demon
is
Souls,
better than anything
no,
in the base
it is
game.
it is not.
It's
Okay,
crazy.
that snow DLC
That's
can
crazy.
suck me, dude.
It's crazy. That's wild.
It's not crazy.
No, you have terrible taste. I'm sorry.
I do.
That's
No,
terrible.
I have the base taste. I've been playing all these games in a row, one after the other. I have the most recent based taste.
The most recent base taste. You mean the
When's
most?
when's the last time you played Dark Souls 2?
When was the last time I played Dark Souls 2? Let me check Steam.
He hasn't played in so long. He's like, shit. I gotta check Steam.
November.
Of 2021?
Yes.
Why were you playing Dark Souls 2?
What do you mean? Why was I playing Dark Souls 2? I play these games, though.
You just you're just like one day you just think I just want to play one of the worst games in the series right now.
I mean, I like Dark Souls 2. I don't dislike it. Well, I don't dislike it. Okay. But your opinion is wrong. It's factually incorrect.
It's not. Like,
Give me.
look, Demon Souls is good, except for Area
It's better
5.
than Dark Souls 2.
Except for
World 5
World
is
5 sucks.
kenography.
No,
Uncloud
it's
your
not.
mind.
It actually
Uncloud your
sucks.
mind. Uncloud your mind. Okay.
One of the most unfun experiences I've had in a Souls game
It's kenography.
so far.
It's not even that bad. It's really not
It
even
is
that bad.
unfun.
It's
But
not.
then
How is it
I
not
think my thing with Demon Souls is like the bosses are cool, but they're just
You're
really
not doing fit and Smelter Demon Blue is cool.
Look. Here's the thing, though. What I like, I'm not gonna be one of those people who's like the games have to be challenging to be
The
good.
art
That's not it.
direction, the
But
art direction is ass.
I
in Dark
think
Souls 2.
the things with
It's
Demon
terrible.
Souls, when I went into Demon Souls,
Well,
I
I
was
shouldn't say
like,
that, but it's not very good. It's not better than Demon
but
Souls.
Souls too. But like Demon Souls, I went into it and I was like, these bosses are cool, but some of them are, a lot of them are either gimmicky or just really
that's the
easy.
point. And that's the point.
I don't like the gimmick bosses, bro. I fucking hate the gimmick bosses.
They're not that bad.
Like
really
Dragon God was cool. I hated Dragon God's fight. It was so dumb.
That's the one that people point to, and that's the one they're most disappointed by. I can understand that one. You know, I'm not gonna fucking act like Dragon God is one of the most fucking like high octane bosses, but that wasn't their concern at the time. Like after at the point we're at now, like the boss fights have become the focus. And if that's your draw as the boss fights, then I mean, go ahead, sure. But that was not the point of Demon Souls. That was not the point. It was not to have all the boss fights be these high octane, fucking super epic fucking anime boss fights. Like all of them kind of have a gimmick for a reason.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like you have to find the weakness. That's kind of the idea. That's why you have shit like the Fool's Idol, where you go into the boss room, it won't die. Then you see like a dev message, and you look up and you see the fucking dude, and he's reviving the boss and shit, and you can lead the boss room and do all that type of stuff.
But then
That's kind of the point.
there's like the multiplayer boss where like the one it's at the end
Okay,
of that
don't
same World Knee.
don't
Hey, look,
don't
look.
don't shit on that one
It's
because
cool.
of your
It
cowardice.
is a
Because of your cowardice
cool-
that you refuse to play online. You coward. You fraud.
It is a cool idea.
You're lying, Noah.
It
Yeah,
is a
you don't
cool
play
idea.
online, you fraud.
I'm playing online on Dark Souls 3 right now. I am. I'm playing
Coward.
online. I just don't like people invading me because I just
And
want to
do
play
you
the
know
damn
human?
game. I
Oh,
just
and
wanna
you don't
play the
interact. You see this, people? People, you
I
see
don't
this?
know. I
He
thought you were a
refuses.
god.
He refuses to interact with the
I
community.
thought
He doesn't
I
want
just
the
want
full
to play
Souls
the
experience.
damn
He
game.
doesn't
thought
want the
you were a
full
god.
Souls experience.
I
That's
don't-
crazy.
I don't want to make all
That's
this
crazy.
progress. I don't want to make all this progress just to have a
You don't
dude
wanna
who's with
interact
who
with
has
all of
who
the
has
game
jacked
systems.
armor and a
That's
huge ass
crazy.
weapon
That's
and
crazy.
bloated stats. Just come in
Experience.
and slam his dick.
Let
in my
me invade
face.
your game, Noah.
No.
Let me break all your
You're a
equipment.
god. You should be able to
Man
do
up,
it.
Noah. You have to man up.
No.
I thought you were a god, Noah. You should be able to do it.
Look,
Yeah,
I
you were
am for a similar person to me. But if a guy comes in with jacked armor and stats and a giant sword that's gonna
Mitchell.
one shot me,
There's a limit.
no.
There's a
Like
limit.
Mitchell.
No, there's a limit. There's a limit to the soul level they can be. Okay. The only thing that you're going to encounter is a dude doing 20 backflips and then fucking killing you with homing soul mask. Okay. That's all you're going to
I'd
do.
rather not.
Yes.
No.
You have to. It's the experience, Noah. You gotta.
Fuck the experience.
You can't shit on the fucking the monk boss fight is kenography. Okay, I don't want to hear it. I
It's a
don't want to
cool
hear it.
idea.
Especially when you didn't even interact with the actual mechanics. Okay, playing
Really
off
good.
in offline mode like a coward, ducking the fucking fight. I don't want to hear it. Don't come at me with this. I don't need to hear it. I refuse to hear it.
No, but I mean, we can also talk about, because Mitchell and I were about to go into it earlier, about the upgrading system in like Demon Souls and Souls 1.
I'll agree. The upgrade system has definitely gotten better over time.
Really hated it. Because essentially their idea was get this weapon to +10 and then you can make the boss weapon, which you don't even know you can do that until you've already done it. There's not like a thing that tells you, hey, this weapon will give you this boss weapon if you get it to +10. It never tells
That's
you
kind
that.
of that part of the point is that you're supposed to try and like figure it out. Like that's how that works.
Yeah,
And
but there's, like,
NPCs
way
do
too
hint at
many
that type of
weapons.
stuff. NPCs do hint
Alright.
at that type of stuff through the dialogue. Also, Noah, we have to get this out of the way. Boss weapons are a meme. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. They're a meme. There's some good ones.
There are some
There are
good
some good ones.
ones.
There are some solid ones. But overall, for the most part, in a lot of the games, boss weapons are ass. Okay, they're terrible for the most of the games. A lot of the games, they are not very good.
Yo,
Okay.
Dark Souls 2 had some of
I
the
need to-
best boss weapons, though. You cannot argue that.
Dark Souls 2 does have some nice boss weapons. I'm
The
not gonna-
fucking
I'm
the
not gonna-
smelter demon
Dark
swords.
Souls 2. Here's
Oh,
what I'll give Dark Souls
Oh.
2. Here's what I'll give Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 has lots of cool shit for build variety. I'll give you that. A lot of the spells, pretty viable, pretty cool. A lot of the equipment, it has some nice equipment. I'm not gonna lie. Like the armors, it's got some cool armors. Weapons, it's got some solid weapons. It's just the level design is terrible. And so is the art design. It's not great. It's ass.
like I that's why I'm saying it's barely better. Because like I can get over
It's
level.
not.
I can get over some of Dark Souls 2's problems. I think my worst problem with it is like the tracking is really bad on the enemies. Some of the bosses just like they really in Dark Souls 2 had a fetish for like multiple boss fights where you would go in and there'd be like 2 or 3 of them.
Oh, you fucking. Oh, right. Hold on. What's your shit on?
But it's like I just the things I really liked about it, just like the weapons and the armors, it just felt really nice.
That's all it took for you. I saw you
I'm
play Dark
basic.
Souls 2, Noah. I
Look,
saw you play Dark
As soon
Souls
as
2,
I as soon as
I
I got
saw
that
you saw
blue
the
smelter
fucking-
sword, As soon as I got the
Ah,
blue smelter sword,
your
I was
taste is
off.
terrible, Noah. It's
What's
terrible.
wrong?
You have the most fucking monkey brain taste. Fucking
What?
you just see a blue lava sword and you're like, oh my god,
It
this
was
game.
sick. No, I think what I hate the most about like any of the games so far, I fucking hate the equip load. I think it's way too strict.
You need to
I think it's
just
way too strict.
you. What do you mean it's way too strict? You
I
just
feel
don't
like
have
I
to.
I
No,
feel
you're
like I'm
carrying around
running
a big ass sword. Okay,
I
what
feel
the
like I'm
fuck do you think's
running the
gonna happen?
same ass armor most of the time, and then I get cool looking armor later, and it's shittier than the armor I have on
That equip load.
now.
You gotta up that equip load, Noah.
Yeah, but I'm
It
also
is
trying to upgrade my health and my stamina and my strength, and it's like, okay, but I also have
also
to do equip load? Like,
also for most of the games, for the most part, armor does not matter.
yeah, but
The
I
stat.
want to wear cool armor.
You can, you just can't do it with a big ass sword if you don't up your equip load.
That's lame.
You gotta, Noah. You got inventory management's a thing. Okay, if you're gonna have a big ass sword or two big ass swords, okay, you gotta accept what comes with that. That's maybe sometimes you don't get to wear the cool armor. Okay.
I don't even have that big ass of a sword in Dark Souls 3, and I'm still running around with armor I've had since like the beginning of the game.
Um, I forgot how Dark Souls 3's armor is spaced out, but there's some cool armor you could wear. You get it eventually.
You get like
Got to
capes,
play
it's
that
pretty
DLC
cool.
though.
Like Dark Souls 1, I had like actually Dark Souls 1 I had pretty heavy armor. That one was a little bit different, but like it took me until
Dark Souls
after the
1, heavy armor is actually viable because of they have like poise. So like if an enemy hits you and you're wearing heavy armor, you can just tank it and you don't fall down like you would
yeah.
on later games. And that's something I wish they kept, but they don't. So
Yeah, like it took until after the DLC for Dark Souls 1 for me to get like that really cool armor from one of the DLC boss fights. And like
mm,
it was pretty light. It's like decently light and it's really good protection wise. And I was like, bro, this is what I want. I want cool looking armor that like has decent defense and doesn't weigh like 30 weight.
Noah,
It's
hey, listen,
absolutely ridiculous.
you gotta just you gotta compromise. Okay, there's
Yo,
workarounds. You
fuck
got rings.
compromising.
You got rings for equip load. Okay, you got plenty of shit. There's
I have
plenty of
two
workarounds.
equip load rings on Dark Souls 3 right now, and I still don't feel like I have enough equip load.
Up that endurance, baby. What are
That's
you
what I've
doing?
been doing.
Do it more.
Let's
Shit.
suck it. No, but it
Gotta
was
get
like
that shit up.
no, it's crazy because I hate it because I put it all and I really like these weapons, and then I get the best weapon in the game, the Moonlight Sword, and it's like the coolest thing ever, and it's like, oh, you will have to
No,
have 20 magic.
no, you
It's
running.
like, bro,
No, you trying to run the Moonlight Bracer without any fucking like intelligence. I don't know what is wrong with you. It's gonna be intelligence every time.
I'm not gonna run it because I don't have intelligence. But like Dark Souls 2, I literally had to move my stats around because I was like, I want to use the sword at least in one game, and it was crazy, but it was a really good sword.
Bloodborne's the best incarnation of it, but trying to get to it is CBT. It's cock and ball torture. Okay, if you're trying to do a build for it, it's
But no, like if I had to like rate the Souls games right now in terms of the ones I've played, I think Dark Souls 3 is the best one I've played, which I haven't even finished it yet, but I like it the most.
the average opinion.
But it's the best. It takes the best parts of
It's
one
the
and
average
two.
opinion.
It
I'm,
fixes the
I'll
worst
listen.
parts.
That's your opinion, but
Look, Souls
continue.
1 is your favorite because of nostalgia. Let's be real here. That shit is
It's
that
out of the
shit
Dark
is
Souls
not
games.
the best one.
Out of the no, okay. In terms of level design, it is one of the best. Okay, that is a fact. That is
Yeah,
a fact. Also, in terms of
some
what is going on with the lore and shit, and the
okay.
fucking,
I'm
I
I'm gonna be
prefer.
real here. I
Yeah,
don't really care
yeah,
about the
you're gonna be
lore.
real. You
I
fucking mash through the NPC dialogue. I've seen that shit,
I
Noah.
don't
I
mash
know.
through it. I just
I've
I
seen you
look.
mash through it, and you fucking
I
monkey
mash through
brain.
some of
Ooh,
the
okay.
random stuff.
Yeah, the random stuff, the stuff that fucking matters. You're
But
gonna
no,
talk about fucking. Oh, they
I
don't talk. They don't
also
tell you anything in Demon Souls, and you're gonna mash through fucking the Smith's dialogue. I've seen it. I've
I
seen it.
also I read it before they talk. So like even if I skip it, it's because I've already read it. I just read
Sure,
faster than
sure,
they
sure, sure, sure,
talk.
sure, sure, sure. No, sure.
Like sometimes I'm a little impatient. What do you want from me?
Well,
But
so what? You got Dark Souls 3. What?
okay,
Dark Souls 1.
and then Dark Souls 1 because it has some of the best bosses in any of the games so far. And the level design is pretty good. Dark Souls 2,
Sorry.
because the weapons are cool and I like some of the bosses.
You fucking.
And then I'm gonna be honest, the one DLC fight in Dark Souls 2, the one where it's like he can heal around the arena and you have to kill the people before it, that's
You might-
probably yeah, he's probably one of my favorite fights in the series so far. I actually really like him.
It's a solid boss.
He's pretty good. But yeah, Dark Souls 2 has some fun bosses, really good weapons, really good armor.
Demon Souls is the best.
No.
It is.
Like look, maybe the original's better, but the remake, it's just like sure the level design is pretty good, except for World 5.
It's way better. And level 5 is fucking kinography. Okay, just because you don't like the swamp, okay, doesn't mean that it's not fucking Kino, Noah. It's kinography.
And I'm gonna be real, the prison level is cool, but I hate
It's
how tight.
amazing. It's one of the best levels they've ever done.
hate how tight the corridors are, and then they throw those fucking
That's the
Kraken
point.
guys. No, then they
That's
throw
the
those.
point.
Then they throw those Kraken guys on you who shoot you with electricity, and it
That's the
stuns you.
point.
And then they
That's
walk
the
up
point,
on you
Noah.
and just eat you.
Yeah, no. Here's the issue. Okay, this is what you fail to understand. Okay, you have to use tactics when you're fighting enemies. Okay, so when you see those motherfuckers, okay, and they run up to you and they fucking blast you and they fucking freeze you, you gotta realize, okay, well, I shouldn't just run up and fucking unga bunga these motherfuckers. I gotta stealth around the level. All right,
Like,
that's
sometimes
the
I
point.
want to unga bunga, or they just pop out of a corner out of nowhere and instantly hit you. It's like, come
That's
on,
why you
dude.
gotta check the corners with the camera. No, come on.
Look, sometimes I'm not thinking about that. You expect me to play this completely optimally.
Look, Noah. They encourage a specific form of play. All right, and that's how you don't get ganked. All right, they've been keeping that same design philosophy for years. All
Or,
right, you gotta-
how about one of the
take it from
hardest but also worst bosses in the game, the fucking Maneater, who the AI is just programmed to be as random as possible. So you could just have him fly around the entire time until the second one pops up, and you're just shit out of luck, bro.
Maneater is fine. It's fine.
And then you're also on top of like a cliff, so like if you fall, you die.
Well, that's the point, is to make it more difficult.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah, Maneater's is fine.
The Demon Souls bosses are good. They're just either gimmicky, really easy, or just like kind of eh.
And
like
some
the
of the best designs.
Like the Phalanx boss. Yeah, dude, Phalanx boss, best design.
Phalanx. Yeah, Phalanx is a cool design, actually.
No.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a bunch of blobs put
slime,
together.
a slime, a big slime, and it's fucking covered with a bunch of other slimes that are fucking. Its defense is Kino.
Look,
It's a good. It's a good starting boss.
as the starting boss,
It's a good starting boss.
Tower Knight
What
was
would you
infinitely
prefer,
better.
fucking Tower Knight? Well, yeah, Tower Knight's good, but Phalanx is kind of supposed to be simple. It's like the 1-1 boss. It's supposed to be like a tutorial boss.
Demon Souls isn't bad. I would put it on like the same level as Dark Souls 2. I just like Dark Souls
It's
2
not-
slightly better because of its weapons and
Phalanx
armor.
is not supposed to be that crazy. Like you got to keep in mind when this game
No.
was made.
Also,
First-
the final boss of Demon Souls blows, and the final boss of Dark Souls 2 is actually really good. So
Nashandra, I sleep. I sleep. I
Like,
sleep with
it was
Nashandra.
pretty. It was cool how it was like doing the final boss by yourself in Dark Souls 2. I feel like would be really hard because it's like 3 different bosses. But even with like summons, it was still pretty hard. It was crazy.
Well, Noah, you see, these games do have a story, and I know you
Yeah.
fucking shut off your brain and turn it off. But the point of the Demon Souls final boss was kind of supposed to be anticlimactic. Okay,
Look, that doesn't
kinda-
excuse it for
kinda-
being terrible.
that does excuse it for being terrible, actually, because it doesn't
No.
matter.
You're like one of the people.
You don't have to
Look,
have
no.
you don't have to have the final boss always be some like fucking absolute fucking crazy shit. The real final boss of the game is fucking False Alant
Look,
and fucking
I
1-5.
I expect the final boss to be a test of all of
You
my
expect-
abilities
you
that I have
expect the
gathered
final
thus
boss-
far.
You expect the final boss to be fucking some anime shit.
No,
okay?
I expect
You
it to
expect
be
it to
a
be some
test
anime
of what
shit.
I've learned throughout the
And
entire game.
that was Alant. That was Alant in 1-5. Okay, that was it. That's a
Not
5.
even. He
It did
wasn't.
suffice.
He was not that hard.
Yeah, he was not that hard, but that's like you've had like Souls experience before, and especially with like from an action game standpoint, like that's the hardest boss in that game.
But it's like as
And
much
for
as
what
I
that
hate,
game and for what that game expects out of you, that's like it's not like Dark
like,
Souls
as much
2
as
or
I
3.
hate Dark Souls one's final boss, at least that
Gwyn,
one
Kino,
felt like a final
Kenography.
boss. Yeah,
Gwyn
dude.
also
Yeah,
Kenography.
dude. The guy with the fucking 1 millisecond frame
Don't even
attack.
remember his
Yeah.
name. Look at this person. Look at this
The
man.
the guy with the 1 millisecond frame attack that just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, I love it. It was
You
great.
just gotta do better, Noah.
Yeah.
Also, you can parry him.
But no, it's like that was as much as I hate that boss, that was a good final boss. Dark Souls 2 boss, good final boss. Demon
Also on
Souls
is
just
the
a
real final
tiny
boss.
slug. No, you
I'll
can't
stand
say
by this.
that.
I'll stand
You
by this. I
can't say
can. I can.
that.
I can and I will. I will. I can and I will.
There's another boss that comes after him. He's not the final
Yeah,
boss.
and the point is that it's not supposed to be.
I
that
don't
difficult.
care what the point is. You can't. That's like one of those people who's like, okay, I know there's this really
He
long
says-
hallway. No,
he
no, no.
says when you
Mitchell,
beat false
Mitchell,
alarm.
Mitchell.
No. If you pay attention at the final boss, okay. He says, you managed to defeat my fucking demon. Okay, that's his fucking final boss. Okay, that's the real final boss. All right, the game sets it up as the real final boss.
Look, Mitchell.
And if you pay attention to the story, Noah, you would know that's the real final boss. Okay, but you don't. You don't pay attention.
Mitchell,
You're
you're like
off
one of
the
those.
brain.
You're like one of those people who's like, okay, I know this really long hallway sequence is like really annoying, but it tells a lot of story within it, so it's like it's really good for that reason. It's like no, it's fucking boring.
No, this game has a fucking story, and you can choose to pay attention or not, but it's there and it's important.
I never
game.
really care for the Souls series, like the stories, because like I know there is a story, and I think some of it's
you don't pay attention to any of it.
listen. I think some of it's interesting, and I do pay attention. It's not like I don't pay attention.
You do pay.
It's just,
Okay, all right,
okay,
Noah.
listen,
all right.
hold on. Before
All
you
right,
start
Noah.
questioning me, hold on.
What's
Listen,
the story? What's the story of Dark Souls 1?
listen. I think it's interesting, but it's one of those stories where it's like a lot of it is not a lot of it, but it's like more of a subtext kind of. It's not really.
You're talking about lore.
look,
There's
I'm-
between lore and story,
No,
and there is
I'm
an
not
actual
saying.
story.
I'm not saying there's like. It's just. It's. I don't need like a direct tells me everything story, but it just doesn't feel like one of those that I really care to pay attention to.
Demon Souls is actually pretty straightforward, if from the normal story.
Oh yeah,
perspective.
Demon Souls is pretty straightforward. That
And
one I
Dark Souls
understood
1
probably
is
the
pretty
most.
straightforward from a story perspective.
I kind of
They're
know what's
all-
going on in
they're
the
all
story,
From a
but
story, the story is different from the lore. Okay, the story is pretty straightforward. You have to defeat the fucking four.
yeah, you have to like
lords.
rekindle the fire, go defeat the guy. Like the basic story is understandable. I just don't care for all the minute stuff you have to go into, and it's like that's not what I'm coming here for these games for. I'm gonna be real with you.
The minute stuff.
Look,
No,
some of it's cool.
like
Some
the
of it's
NPC
cool.
dialogue, the minute
I-
stuff.
I pay attention to NPC dialogue. I can't help that I hate some of the NPCs. Like Patches
No,
can
name 5
absolutely suck my
NPCs.
dick.
Name 5 NPCs from Dark Souls
Patches.
1.
Wait.
There it is. There it is. I'm fucking done. My case.
No.
Rest my case.
Can we count boss names?
No, you can't count fucking boss names. Boss aren't NPCs.
Fuck. What is the queen's name? The queen, the big queen.
I rest my case. I rest my case. I rest my fucking case.
No, that's unfair. I am historically horrendous with names. That's unfair.
Oh, yeah, you're horrendously
Unfair.
terrible with names. Yeah, that's a nice excuse, Noah. That's a nice excuse.
I
I
am.
rest my
No,
case.
no. In real life, I'm actually terrible with names. Somebody will come up and be like, "Hi, I'm so and so. Nice to meet you." And I'll be like, "Look, you're gonna have to tell me your name at least 4 more times for me to know it." I'm terrible with names, so that is unfair.
I'm shaking my head. I rest my case. I'm done with this discussion.
What's
Let's
the
talk
name?
about
Hold on.
Sonic.
No. Name 5 NPCs
Hooray.
right now. Name 5 NPCs right now.
Huh?
Do it.
You got Patches. You got Petra of Thorland. You got Solaire. You got
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
fuck, what's her name?
Mm-hmm.
Chester. And you've got Thomas.
Ah, you suck. I honestly, I don't even remember these people except for Solaire. I kind of
Yeah,
forgot
you
about
don't
him.
remember
So,
these people because
so
you
you
don't
could
listen
just
to the dialogue.
you could just be making it up.
I'm not making it up. What do you want me to?
I
Thomas is
listen.
fucking the stockpiler from Demon Souls. Okay, Chester is that dude who's fucking chilling, with the fucking Bloodborne fit and fucking Dark Souls 1. All right, Solaire is Solaire. Okay, fucking Petra is the fucking dude with
I
the bowl cut.
I'm telling you, I do listen to dialogue. I just don't remember all of it because there's so much of it. Not all of us have played the game 30,000 times, Mitchell.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Noah. All right, that's fucking.
Whatever. Point
Yeah.
point being that Dark Souls 2 is better than Demon Souls. All right.
It's not, but you can believe that. I'll allow you your opinion. That's terrible. Disgusting.
So what are we talking about with Sonic? Was it more stuff was shown off?
Yes, the new news, more stuff was showing off. Let me just say, I don't like the way they're advertising because I feel like they should just like, if they just like went last week and gave us like a full breakdown trailer for that was it for the month. That would be much better than the spoon fed information like twice a week because it's getting ridiculous now. Especially now that we know there's a demo. There are people on the floor playing the demo, and the demo is like slowly leaking, and people are freaking out because of certain things. But like, so you found out it's open zones, not open world, which it means is that it basically works like Sonic Adventure or similar. It's similar to it. We know that you have a hub world, right? And it has like levels you go in. So that area is a big open zone. Except it's like it's actual shit to do besides just like go to the next level. What you'll do in the world is like solve puzzles, fight enemies. You gotta try down those big bosses to get these keys for the cyberspace levels. Which are like they should play like generations, boost levels and unleash boost levels, like linear style. Beat those. You gotta beat all those, and then you get I think you get some more keys, and then you fight. I think no. All right, you fight a boss. I think you fight like the final boss of that zone, and then you get Chaos Emerald. So there's at least 7 zones based off of that alone from that kind of comment, and which is it's pretty cool. Like they had like a dude break it down, and the IGN guy like really liked the game. But they said like there's still kinks to be worked out, which is that was an early build. I'm trying to get the
No, I mean that's definitely it because it's like they would show off like gameplay of it really slow, like really slow gameplay, and it's like this isn't good. But as soon as that one video came out of the IGN guy talking about his impressions, and it was like
that made it
more
look a
because
lot
he
better.
explained it
Yeah.
because I'm gonna be real like yes, you guys had a point because before that we thought it was just like an open world game. I mean, as a game designer, I was noticing like okay, well there's like mountains over there that look like they cannot be traversed. So how is this going to work? And if it was like just if that was just the whole entire world and that was it, yeah, there'd be like a lot of problems. But now that we know what it is, it makes a lot of sense for the reason why things are the way they are. And it's like I said, the gameplay loop is very similar to Adventure. It's not the exact same. It's more in depth on the open zone side, but it's very similar to Adventure because you start out in the hub world, story stuff would happen. You'd have to do a puzzle sometimes to get to the next level, which would be a more linear level. You beat that level, you go out and rinse and repeat until you beat that character story. Like it's sort of doing that same thing, and we gotta look at the cyberspace levels from the demo league, and it looked like Sky Sanctuary, which I hope is not Sky Sanctuary. It is looking like some new thing, but it looks similar to Sky Sanctuary. I hope it's not an old level. If it's the old level, I'm gonna be pissed off because like we're doing good with new content, and they just do that out of no like just I don't know. They got it. I believe in them, but they can't keep doing this shit. Like even let's say they remade levels, right? I'd be fine if it was like something that wasn't in fucking Generations because god damn, they keep remaking only the Generations levels. Like, you got so many fucking levels that weren't in generations that you could have picked from, but you chose to pick. You choose to pick the same two every single time, and it irritates the fuck out of me, bro. There was also another interview with Azuka, and he basically like started talking about the game and the lessons he learned from Sonic Adventure, and he talks about how he would want to go see, make a new Sonic Adventure, which I don't know if he's just genuine about that because I mean they've been really like wishy washy on this shit, or I don't know if he's playing 4D chess and he's like, okay, if I say this, people are not going to complain about the game no more because they're going to be talking about Adventure 3, which worked. I think he's just being genuine, but some people think he's playing 4D chess.
I think if they're gonna make an Adventure 3, they probably should just go and remake the first two first, so they
Yeah,
like have an idea of what the hell they're supposed to do. Because if they just go into an Adventure 3, I'm kind of worried.
yeah, they need to have like an origin style collection for the adventure games and just put them on there and find them and you
Yeah.
know keep on there to fix it
And,
because I'm gonna be real. This new collection, like, while it's cool that Christian Whitehead's they're doing a thing. I remember their pitch for it. They said they wanted to make the multiplayer levels actual levels in Sonic 3K, and I'm not seeing that. And I'm also seeing music getting taken away. And another thing, I'm
Well, the
also,
music you can't blame them for. That's a
yeah, I can't,
licensing
yeah,
thing. So
I
like,
can't blame them. But Ice Cap is like my favorite zones of all time, and not hearing that music is gonna make me turn the game off. Just being real.
I'm
But
sure if you get it on PC, there will be mods that put the
yeah, there be
original music back
mods.
in.
Yeah, PC will fix it. But there's also the fact of like I hate being like Sonic 1 and 2 are ported on everything. Like right now on the Switch, there are three versions of Sonic 1 and 2, like on everything. And I guess like it's just, to me, it's just like kind of I would say a waste of time, but it's like, bro, like they act like no one had access to these games. You do have access to this game. The only people that don't have access to the game, actually, no. PS4 people and PS5 people have access to the game because they have that Genesis collection that you can buy for the PS4. You can play on the PS5 too.
Hmm.
Same with Xbox. Like you had these games. The only one that was missing was CD, which I'm stuck on PS3. But you got an Xbox, you had CD or 3K, and you can get on Steam. I don't know. They've been porting. All they do is port Genesis. This is not even just a Sonic thing. It's been a Sega problem the entire time because right now they're making a Genesis Mini 2 with CD games instead of making like a Dreamcast Mini or a Saturn Mini. Like they're not touching shit that like doesn't get touched. They keep doing the same shit over again and over again. And I'm just like, I mean, I'm a Sonic fan, whatever the fuck, call me out or whatever. But I just want them to like go and get the other games they have. They have a full catalog of fucking games. Everybody's played these goddamn classic games, bro, to death. All right, like, I don't know, man. It's just I'm just kind of tired. I'm tired of releasing the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, especially when they're like, so it's like what, $40 for the Origins thing, and then they're
Yeah,
also having like different editions for it. It's like, bro, it's a compilation
they're
with
not having new
mainly
characters.
3K, and they're
Yeah,
like, here's our special edition. It's like, why do you have a special edition?
and there's not new levels. It's not like Amy's playable or some shit. It's not like Mighty and Ray got added to the game. Nothing like those weren't added to the game. It's just the white hair portion of mobile, and then they did something in Sonic 3, and that was it.
It would have been cool if there were like, the mission mode, if after completing so many missions you like unlock like Sonic 1 Mega Drive or Sonic Blast or Triple Trouble or stuff like that. That would have been cool.
It would be cool to have like the games that are being represented as islands in the games, like Flick, 3D Blast and fucking Spinball to be in the actual classic collection. They don't have to be like all like upscale and like refined like the other games are, but I don't know why they're not in there because I just don't get how the Mega Collection on the GameCube is whooping its ass because it had more games. And if you had the PS2 version, it had all the GameCube games. You had like the whole classic library on the PS2 and GameCube, and in the PS we're in the next generation. and we can only give those games, and we can't give the rest of those games. And some might say like the quality, but at the end of the day, it's not really about that. It's about preservation, about letting people play these fucking games on their modern consoles. And right now they're failing at that. Besides like one game.
Yeah. It's a weird spot, right? But I'm hoping that Frontiers is really good because I'm gonna be real, if Frontiers isn't good, it's gonna hurt a little bit.
I feel like he said that adventure thing because if it fucking fails, he's gonna have to go there. And I mean, like, I don't want them fucking up adventure. They
Dude,
fuck up adventure
if
three,
they
so
fuck up another modern Sonic game, they kind of have to go back and do something like that because Lost World wasn't the worst game in the world, but it wasn't great. And then they did Boom, which is a side series, but that fucking bombed. And then they did Forces, which bombed. It's like, bruh, at some point you gotta go back to something and try.
I will
It's
say
crazy.
I trust them because they never done this with a reveal. They never had this thing, especially with IGN. They never done this. They're very confident. So I trust it. And people who play the demo say that they do the demo runs smoothly. Apparently, it does run at 60 FPS. Like I guess playing on like modern consoles
Mhm.
that not the Switch, and they run smoothly, and the game is fun to them. I trust them to do it. It's just that like they need to like advertise the game better because this sit and wait shit is not working. Like people are just
Yeah.
getting more angry. Like each time they show off something, because like fucking like we don't like people who had a demo right now, they can play the cyberspace levels. They see cutscenes. Why aren't we seeing this? Why can't we see the demo? Why do we have to wait? See this shit?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We should be seeing this stuff. This stuff is what get people excited for your game. But no, we're gonna spoon feed us while people just sit on the internet and sit on down and just get pissed off. Now I know people are over exaggerating and stuff, but like at the end of the day, I can't. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard not to blame Sega acting like stupid, incompetent. But
Yeah, those
Mhm.
first couple of demonstrations were not it, but like the hands-on impression was definitely a lot better at actually showcasing what the fucking game is about. It'll be interesting to see the other levels.
I just hope they add like cities. You get like the Sonic type of levels, not just like shit like that, like the
Mhm.
planes.
I mean, I think
Yeah,
with like the island kind of setting they have, I'm sure they have like some interesting level designs, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
No. But what was it? Oh my God. Did we no, the Sonic thing happened it happened after the last episode, right? The Sonic
Yeah.
Central that just happened.
Yes,
Dude,
because last
that's
episode we talked about
that Sonic Central. What did we talk about last episode?
the presentations before that showed off the hands-on impression and shit.
That's right. But no, the Sonic Central, so they had this a couple days ago as well. They had a Sonic Central, which is like their Sonic Direct. That shit was so booty, dude.
People say
What
it was
was the
troll.
point? Like the point of that Sonic Central, they showed off like something that was leaked on Twitter, which was like the islands in Origins. And then they talked about a $200 Xbox controller that
Pay
they're
up,
coming out with. No,
pay up, no.
no. Look, no matter how much I love Sonic the Hedgehog, I cannot, in
I'm
good
buying it.
faith and peace of mind, purchase a $200
I'm buying it.
controller.
Gotta pay up, no.
I'm
No,
buying it.
I have
Give it up.
college bills to pay, dude.
I do too. I'm buying it. For
No.
Sonic, I'll do anything.
Bruh, that's half the price of the Steam Deck that I just bought. You're out of your mind.
It's for Sonic.
No, it's not that important. It's cool it has a charging station, but it's not worth $200, bro.
It's for Sonic.
I'll just get
Gotta
like
give it
a
up, no.
I'll just get a decal for my Xbox controller and it'll just be a Sonic controller that costs like $10.
No, that's not the real thing. He didn't support Sonic. This is for Sonic.
Jay just turns into a crazed Sonic fan. Merchandise must buy.
When it's like game merchandise like that, I gotta get it or figures. I don't really care for questions like that. Like maybe if I get a girlfriend, she'll probably like that shit. I don't know, but I don't hate them. I just don't care to get them. But like figures, I like that. I like just having it sit on my freaking dresser and I see it and I smile at it. That's what I
Not
want.
like most of that Sonic Central was just them advertising like different merchandise, and then they I think they brought up Sonic Frontiers for a second because
Oh, it pisses me off about that.
no,
Yeah.
right after that they had the hands-on impressions, which was the really good thing we saw. So it's like they didn't talk about Sonic Frontiers because that was about to come on, and then they just like brought up Sonic Origins. They're like, yeah, this is coming out, and then they just
Remember
talked
the
about
sneak peeks?
merchandise.
Yeah, we're gonna show you a peek at this, and they show like 5 seconds of a thing, and it'd be like, yeah, that was a sneak peek. Tune in for more, bro. Like remember the we're gonna show you some of Sonic Frontier story, right? And it's just Knuckles on Angel Island, and you're supposed to get hyped because it's like, oh, they finally doing this shit in the game again, where they acknowledge, okay, he's supposed to be on the island. But besides that, he's just sitting there.
I forgot that. That was like
Lightning's
5 seconds.
Yeah, I was
And
like,
then they were
ooh,
like, "Stay
Master
tuned for later
Emerald.
on." Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, they
What are
literally
you
said they were
doing?
gonna show it, and then they were like, "All right, there's 5 seconds of it." Like, you asshole.
What are
Blue
you doing?
balls.
What are you fucking doing? Like, this is shit that pisses me off the advertising because it doesn't make any sense. Like, what? This is where we get people hype, and you're barely showing shit. You're like, just show what people want. Just show us the main gameplay loop in action. That's
No,
all we want to
and
see. These
and
people just, oh god,
the Sonic Prime thing was cool, but it was another thing where they were like, "We're gonna show you some Sonic Prime," and all they did was just show Shadow come in, and it's like that's cool. I love that Shadow's gonna be there, but when you say we're gonna show you some Sonic Prime, I assumed you meant like some sneak peeks at like
yeah,
parts of the show, not just like another introduction like you did with the original Sonic introduction.
yeah.
It was weird, man. And then they just dipped, and it was like that was like 15 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Where like 12 of it was just merchandise marketing.
And you know what the dumbest thing about all this is? How we're understanding like when we're getting like a new hands-on impression or something like that. We're only understanding that because an IGN employee is letting people know on Twitter, not Sega, not the Sonic Twitter. They're posting fucking artwork and memes and shit, and they can't even tell us like, hey, this is happening. They can't even advertise the freaking game. Like, what is going on?
I think it's sad when you compare it to last year's Sonic Central, because last year's Sonic Central was where they announced Frontiers and Origins. And it's like, that's pretty cool. Like, that's where they announced that stuff. And then year, they were like, okay, well, we have IGN doing Frontiers, so we can't show that. How about we just show you the things you already know about Origins and merchandise? And it's like, you couldn't have had something to, like,
Yeah,
show. Like honestly, if you wanted to delay Frontiers to 2023 and just say, "Hey, here's like some remakes or something, like a lower budget project," I'm down for that.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think the game needs a delay at all. I'm just being 100. I don't think it'll need a delay. And the people who are asking for a delay, I think they're like they got. I think someone did make a point. I think people got the wrong idea from the Sonic movie. Because just doing that on Twitter is not gonna help. Two, a lot of the issues that people want fixed are not gonna get fixed in a delay like that. Like some people just have a problem with the concept alone. That's not that's a new game at that point. It's what you
My
want.
biggest problem is just performance and pop-in. Those are
Yeah.
that and like animations. Like they
But
need to give
that's what
Sonic
I'm
actual
saying. Like
trick animations.
people are saying the demo they are playing on the floor is like actually running smooth without all that stuff. Like it's running because here the footage that we're seeing, it's not running at 60 FPS. It's running at like 40 to 30. But
You
people are
gotta
saying it's
wonder
running
how
slow.
early of a build they had that they
Exactly.
gave IGN. It's like, bro, what the hell?
So IGN showing this older footage, and then you got an enclosed non-disclosure agreement area where people are playing the game, a better version of the game that people saw. They probably get hyped. We're seeing cutscenes, we're seeing all this other stuff, but it's behind NDA at this freaking event, and it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? The game, I'm just let's be honest. The game's gonna come out like in November or early December or so, like around that time frame. We got at least about 6 months to show some. Why not show this? Why not just show? Why have us wait spoon feed this entire month? Because it's not the flex you think it is when we're getting spoon fed barely any information every fucking week. I'd rather just them have a conference or something, show all this stuff out at once, and then we wait like another month or so for more news. Like this is the dumbest shit I've seen. Like this is like corporate sabotage. So does somebody want this game to fail? Like did somebody want these people to get like harassed and made fun of on fucking Twitter by people because they can't advertise this game? Like I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah, I think the game will still do well, and I'm really hoping it's good. It's just the way they've advertised it is just so weird. Because this is like probably one of the most anticipated Sonic games in a while. Like even when Forces was being announced, people were like, eh. Like they saw Classic Sonic and they saw the
That's because
shit, and they were like,
you can
eh.
see the bullshit from a mile away.
Like, and they
For
could have made Forces good enough marketing wise. Like when they showed Shadow and Metal Sonic and Chaos, that was cool. And then they started showing like Classic Sonic and all that, and you're like, eh.
that was the marketing. They would say, "Oh, fight villains," and you play the game, and you don't fight them.
Yeah, you don't fight fucking Chaos.
I don't want to. I don't want to turn this into a Forces rant because if we do, we're going to go on for another hour. But you know, I'm just saying that you can see the difference between Frontiers. I see like actual, like progress. I see actual like what's the word?
Innovation.
Innovation.
Yeah.
That I see. What's the other word? I see potential. I see potential in Frontiers. I see they're doing something new, and I'm excited. When I saw Forces, I saw them doing the same stuff. And no one just back doing the same stuff because the same stuff, if done right, can be fine. But they were doing the same stuff and taking the wrong lessons, like they always do, from the fucking wrong areas. And just like I knew, just like I predicted, the game ended up being shit and it ended up being the way that I thought it was gonna be. So it's not it's I mean if I'm not dooming, I'm not really dooming over the game itself. I'm dooming over like or getting like upset over the freaking advertising because it's starting to irk me too. I just want to see this gameplay. We shouldn't have to sit here and like rely on like people who are at the fucking event like with their phones and they have like Sonic, there's someone in the background playing Sonic Frontiers, this blurry ass zoom in screen on the phone. You can barely see what they're doing to advertise the game because you
Nah,
get
dude, going back to like 2008 YouTube Let's Plays, let's go.
it's just
Yes.
bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, no, but honestly, you know what else is bad? I think we're at about time. I think we hit it.
Wow.
Look at us. We're a man down and we're still doing pretty well.
Wow.
All right, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Good stuff. Had a lot of talking points, especially on how I'm right about Soul Series.
Fucking
That's crazy,
disgusting.
huh?
Terrible fucking taste.
A lot of arguments.
Yeah, no, but that's it. Does anything happen? I guess the Xbox and Bethesda showcase happens.
Oh
Dragon
yeah.
Ball Superhero.
Well, Mitchell's gonna have a lot to talk about next week.
Maybe.
We didn't get
maybe.
to talk about Dragon Ball Superhero.
No,
but
I'm pretty
no.
sure. I'm
Wait.
pretty sure they're gonna.
Does
Spoilers.
Dragon Ball Superhero come out for? Does
Don't
not
look
not come out?
anime. Don't look anime.
There's spoilers.
discussion.
There's
Don't want
spoilers. Anime discussion.
Not looking anime. discussion.
Wait. So hold on, because it doesn't come out into English theaters until
Spoilers.
August.
Spoilers are out already.
It just came out
Well, I
this
know
game.
spoilers
spoilers.
are out. I know the
What are we
movie's
talking about?
out.
Did you see the thing?
No, I haven't seen any spoilers.
Okay, if you don't want to get spoiled, do not go in anime discussion.
I'm just gonna
Well-
mark that channel as red so I don't go in there by accident.
Because I mean, I tried spoiling some stuff, but I gave up. I'm not gonna lie. I should have said something.
Well,
I should've made
I'm not gonna wait till August to watch the movie.
yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. It's not happening.
I mean,
Anyways.
I feel like you're gonna get, if you're on Twitter, you're probably about to get spoiled on it because it's going. What it is actually like pretty funny and pretty crazy, and it's been trending on Twitter, like all the things, the spoilers themselves
All
are
right.
trending on Twitter.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, we'll probably have some stuff to talk about next week, especially Mitchell with the Bethesda showcase. But anyways, I think that's gonna be it. So I guess we'll see y'all next week. Check us all
Lick
out.
my lack.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, we'll see y'all later. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.